Hello all. I'm gonna do a quick message about my QHHT session today with Mary Basset. What I remember, what I found out. She's not sent me the video audio link yet, but I remember a lot. She went through her thing and got me started on the regression. The session. It appears it was another government personnel and German, like Nazi German people on a ship. And they come in and they put some gear on. We had ours on. I was one of those. Another slave soldier event. And we went down to this planet. And we were given a mission orders, and told what to go do. And I did. And we went on this planet we was at. We went to on the route of the map, the regular paper kind of map. It was just a little map of a planet. Had been drawn, no tech, nothing, just looked like paper, because I had one at the time. And we took this path through the terrain, and I remember coming up on a building. Outside it looked kind of normal. We went in, and it was like aquamarine crystal walls, kind of empty. It looked like it had been empty a long time. I remember that. It was something about, we found like a cabinet or a console, looked like some kind of controlled thing. It was pretty big, a little bit semi to it. We didn't find nothing else in the building. So we come out and we kept walking. We left two there to guard it, to kind of secure it until the next team came. And we kind of went on about the mission because we wasn't there yet. And it seems like the map led us to a big cavern, whatever you want to call it, goes under the ground. It was really dark, and we go down this tunnel. And we find these aquamarine walls again in the cavern. Floor, ceiling, and walls was all aquamarine. I don't really know what that means, or who that means. But we ran across a couple rooms around the cavern. So I remember being like the second or third one into the room, and it was dead, deceased aliens. They were giants with red hair. They had on some kind of armor, like old armor, like maybe like a medieval armor or pre-medieval times, like gladiator kind of stuff on these giants. They were all dead. I'm taking it they were all men. They had spears. I think maybe I remember something about a couple swords, but mostly spears. Long, heavy metal spears. Tall giants. I don't even remember how tall they were, but more than twice us, twice my size, We come out, went to the next room, same side of the cavern. I was the third one in this time, I remember that. Because the two guys that went in was like, oh shit. So I go in there ready to provide whatever needed. I thought backup, you know, but they were all dead too. Aliens, giants. You could tell these were women and children, but they were giants. They were huge. No weapons. Red hair. I remember Mary asking me, what did this? And I don't, you know. But then she said, ask them what was it? And it come into my mind something about a blue beam, like a blue energy beam. And I told her. And I remember her asking, who did it? You know? And I don't know. So the next thing she said was, asked who did it. I asked. And it come up to me that it was this ship. A ship that looked kind of like a bug with no legs, like a beetle. I remember saying that exactly. Like the ship looked like a bug with no legs, a beetle. Something about insect people on that ship. I didn't know if they were good or bad. Didn't know if the giants were good or bad. I still don't. Anyway, there was a team coming there to check out all the rooms and whatever they could find out. And we went back to the ship. And I remember her calling me out of the ship. And she asked my higher self for permission to talk, questions, you know. I remember myself saying yes. Some questions. And she asked me what did I know more than that? And he said, that's all he knows. Or I said, that's all he knows. She said, what does Larry need to do? And my higher self said, I've already done it. It's very weird. I remember now. To me, that feels very weird. And she said, what was I supposed to do? She said, or I said, rather, I'm sorry. I said to her in answer that I was a tall white and I had been reincarnated into me to be a spy for the Federation against the Dark Fleet. So I was evidently if all this rings true, you know, I'm not sure. That's what I remember. Sometimes I still doubt things. It's out there, you know. 3 months now I've been looking into this regression stuff, and so much I've found out. So much. I basically had, as far as myself was concerned, no other mission but to be positive and bring others to being positive, even if it meant raise them, gather them, help them gather with other positives and raise our vibration and those ascension. That's what I was left with to do here. No big missions, no big. I had done my soul contract, and that's the way it was put. My soul contract had been fulfilled, and I was just finishing up this lifetime, more or less, during this time of when we ascend. I'm a little shocked about the whole tall white thing. I had talked about other memories and things where I had talked to a tall white that told me his name was Balak. Balak. B-A-L capital A-C-K. Balak. I don't know my connections. I mean, I just know what I know. Or what I remember. It's out there. I haven't been able to find people that say they were tall whites. I've found people reporting about tall whites when I searched for it back when all this started, back in November, December. But I've got a folder on them that I've put together from what I've found. I haven't been consciously contacted. Seems like it's mostly in dreams or astrals, vivid dreams perhaps, but astrals, and maybe some abductions. I'm not sure yet. I got a lot of questions still for my own self, you know. It doesn't really apply to nobody else but me. Yeah, I'm bad. I'm drinking dew. My throat gets so dry. If anybody out there sees this and knows of a tall white starseed or incarnate in this lifetime, how about contact me? You can contact me through YouTube. You can contact me through my email. If you ask, I'll figure out a way to get you the message. I only care about learning more about the tall whites. I don't want to be in any group or new group that I'm not already in. I'm not here for that. I got some blanks I'd like to fill in. I found online that the tall whites are from Aldebaran. I found out that the real woman took her group and went to Aldebaran Connection. I'm not gonna go there just yet. Connections, no clicks yet, but we'll see. Right now, I just don't know. I just don't have the answers that I want. Yeah, I'm kind of toughing this one out. It's more knowing this than it was knowing that I had been a German slave soldier and brought back because I was German, but I had some bad, what they decided was bad blood relations, and that's why I was brought back and not kept as a slave. It's very hard to think on sometimes some of this stuff that I've learned about me. It's not that I regret anything. Because what I did for them, I did. Threat of death, because you're a slave, you do what you're told, you die. Threat of death kind of takes it out of my hands as far as I'm concerned. But the whole being a tall white incarnated, being a spy for the Federation, I've got no other information to back that. Just my session. And like I said, she hasn't sent me a video, an audio link yet to that session. It was late this afternoon before she could do it, so I've not had much one way or the other about grays. For me, it's always been government people or Germans. I might have seen other extraterrestrials in my memories, in my astral travels, but I haven't had to deal with them, like a one-on-one situation. I don't know why that is, or if it even matters. It may not. A lot of races, I've found out, don't have use for a slave unless they're theirs, kind of thing. So I was a soldier, evidently, multiple times, both positive and negative. Now, I've got some writings I've done on what I've remembered. Positive and negative. Most of the negatives early on, like from the time I was 10 up until I was a soldier at 20. On and off, and on and off, and on and off. I always come back, continued on with my life, be taken again, put at a certain age, most beneficial age, to do what I needed to be done, what they needed somebody for, evidently. A little bit of blank space, I didn't blend that. I guess I'll go. It's almost 18 minutes. It's a little longer than I was going to go tonight. I appreciate your attention if you watch this. And thank you. Peace and love, people. That's what's going to get us through. Love from Source and back to Source and to everyone else. Unity of humanity. Good night.